Welcome back to the 410. My name is Adrian, your host, and it's great news here in Raven Nation. We know where the next stop is on our Super Bowl tour. We're headed to Buffalo, New York to go take care of that business there. We already saw Buffalo earlier in the year. We know how that turned out. Don't think that it's going to be much different this go around either. We're going to get into more Raven news as the week goes on. But right now, I want to get into yesterday's NBA action where we had a great day. If you followed along, we did excellent against the spread. We were 7-2 on all the games yesterday. All right, moving into last night's action. First game up was Milwaukee, New York. We weren't sure if Giannis was going to play. Milwaukee was getting 4.5 points. We did take that 4.5. New York absolutely ran them out of the gym yesterday. The score was 140-106. Jalen Brunson ended up with 44 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds to finish off that game. There was never a time in the game where New York had any doubt in their mind that they were going to win the game. They took it to them right out the gate. And like I said, Giannis played in this game. He was a game time since he actually played. He ended up with 24 points, 2 assists, and 13 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, like I said, came through. He had 44 points, and he did that even though he was hurt for most of the third quarter. Moving on, Denver and Dallas, the Joker's back. Just like I said, they look like they're starting to catch a little bit of momentum with him being back. Dallas, no Luka, Kyrie. The result wasn't in doubt. Dallas did fight a little bit. The game was a little closer than what I thought it would be. It was 112-101. Denver did cover the spread of 5.5, no problem. The Joker had 19 points, 9 assists, and 18 rebounds. Russell Westbrook chipped in, with 21 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds for him. Klay Thompson, in a losing effort for Dallas, had 25 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Good for Klay, still playing at a high level down there in Dallas, even though he doesn't have the support with Luka and Kyrie. There was a fourth quarter rally by Denver that ended up closing this thing out. So like I said, it was a pretty close game. Dallas has been playing pretty good ball, even though they don't have those stars. Next game, Sacramento and Chicago. Chicago at home. Sacramento had to cover the 4.5. They took care of that, 124-119. De'Aaron Fox led the way with 26 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. Zach LaVine in a losing effort. He's playing really good ball. They just can't get much done out there without any other help. 36 points, 4 assists, 10 rebounds for him. The Kings now have 7 straight under Doug Christie. Next game, New Orleans and Boston. New Orleans on the road. Boston just coming off that loss to Sacramento. Once again, very hot team like we just talked about. Zion was playing in this game. Trey Murphy, he was coming back. The spread with 14.5, like I told you yesterday, that was the 100%. I knew I was taking that, and just like I thought, that game was very close. It was a 120-119 win by Boston. New Orleans, definitely the 14.5 was all good. Jason Tatum had 38 points, 1 assist, and 11 rebounds, where Trey Murphy, coming back off his injury, he chipped in with 30 points, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds. So I'm glad to see Trey Murphy's back, Zion's back. New Orleans should be a little more competitive moving on forward. Next game, Indiana and Cleveland. Cleveland was on their winning streak. Even though they were on their winning streak, I told you Indiana's been playing very good ball, so I took those points, the 8.5 that they gave up, and the result actually was Indiana actually took this game from Cleveland on the road, 108-93. Very surprised about the ending of this game. Indiana kind of went on a run, and Cleveland just never could catch up. Andrew Nembhard for Indiana had 19 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, a really balanced attack for them. Darius Garland had 20 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds in a losing effort. There were 6 people in double figures on Indiana. So once again, they came with a real balanced attack. They hit Cleveland with a really, really strong effort last night, and that's why they took the win. Taking nothing from Cleveland, they were on a 12-game winning streak. They'll probably be getting ready to go back on another winning streak here in the future. Next game, we have Orlando going up against Philly at home. Just like I told you, Paolo was back, so that gives them the boost of confidence. And they were definitely confident last night. They won this game 104-99, covering their spread of 1.5. Cole Anthony led the way with 27 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey, once again in a losing effort without Embiid, chipped in 29 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. It's going to be real hard for Tyrese to get on the all-star team, but he's definitely been playing very, very high-level basketball. Next game, Oklahoma, Washington. The Wizards down there. It just doesn't get any better. And I come out here and I try to motivate them by saying, hey, we're going to pick against them every single game, just hoping that they're just going to say, you know what, we're not going out like that. Well, they went out like that again yesterday, 136-95. And the thing about this was SGA, he had a bad game, and they still almost won by 40 points. He had 27 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds in the game. Nobody on Washington scored more than, I think, 17. So, once again, every time they play, that's your lot. Moving on, Brooklyn, Utah. Go Utah. But just so you know, Utah should not be giving up any points to anybody in the league. We did take Utah, however, to cover the 4.5, even though I didn't want to take it. I just didn't want to take Brooklyn. The play would have been Utah money line all day on this game for me. Isaiah Collier ended up hitting a last-second shot to close the game out, to win the game for Utah. He ended up with 23 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. Brooklyn. Then they're just one step over where Washington is at. They just have a lot of young players. They're getting a lot of opportunity to play, but they just can't close out and win a game to save their life. They are in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes, just like Washington. Cooper Flag sweepstakes coming up. Next game, Charlotte, Phoenix. Phoenix was at home, have reworked their roster where they had Bradley Beal coming off the bench. Seems to have been giving them a little bit of a boost. They were able to close this game out with Charlotte not playing any defense at all, 120-113. Devin Booker led the way for Phoenix with 30 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. And in a losing effort, LaMelo Ball having a great season. He won't probably make the All-Star team because of their record, but 25 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds is what he finished up with. LaMelo's playing really good ball down there. Moving on to the night's games, we did excellent yesterday at 7-2. I'm going to keep it rolling today. I don't have a lock for you quote yet because we don't have the 100 subscriber. I might have it by the time I get done with this, but come on. Let's get up to that 100, and then we're going to keep going from there so I can go ahead and get you some locks this week. But if you were following along yesterday, you still were able to pick up some good money, 7-2 against the spread yesterday. Today, Minnesota against Washington. You already know what the pick is with this. Washington coming off almost 40-point loss to Oklahoma last night. Minnesota, they're upset. They lost last seconds to Ja the other night. I think they're going to try to right the ship in this game. The spread is 13.5. Definitely going to take Minnesota in this game. Next game, Detroit, New York. Detroit been playing really good ball. I think they won 6 out of their last 7. They were on a 5-game winning streak before that. They did lose that game the other night. They're playing against New York. They won 140 to, I think it was 106 against Giannis and them last night. They absolutely destroyed them until further notice. I think New York put everybody on notice because they were upset because they lost to Oklahoma the other night in pretty good fashion. So it looks like they're wanting to get some respect back. Until somebody shows me different, I'm going to take New York. If they did that to Milwaukee, then they meant business. Detroit doesn't stand a chance if they're going to play like that. New York -7.5. Next game, Golden State, Toronto. Golden State, this would be the pick here. Toronto's been struggling. Once again, Golden State off and on with Steph playing. So I got to check to see what he's going to do. But for right now, we'll just say Golden State minus the 5.5. Next game, Memphis and Houston. Houston's at home, been playing very good ball. Memphis coming off that last-second win with Ja back in the lineup. They're getting some points tonight. I think I'm going to take Memphis plus the points. Even though Houston is number 2 in the West, been playing very good ball. I think when Ja is in the lineup, Memphis is probably top 3 in the West for sure. Next game, San Antonio, LA. I think this is the makeup game from the other night. LA, once again, my prayers going out to everybody out there. I think the Lakers will take the time out in this game to kind of take their mind off of what's going on and probably take it to San Antonio. The spread only minus 3.5. I think they'll cover that tonight. They've been on a little bit of a rest because of the postponement. I think they'll take the time out tonight and play well. Next game, Miami against LA. Once again, my prayers out to everybody in LA. Miami's getting 6.5 points. I think I'm going to take Miami to 6.5. They've been playing really scrappy ball without Jimmy Butler being in the lineup, trying to keep the games competitive. So I think I'll go with that 6.5. Thank you for joining me today on the 410. Good luck if you're putting anything in. Looking forward to the game this weekend. Any updates, I'll be sure to make sure to share, like, subscribe, share this with everybody that you can. Let's continue to build. Go Ravens, the 410.